What is the most frustrating question that you hear constantly? Now today I'm going to be speaking with Paul Lloyd, who is a sales and growth expert, according to his LinkedIn profile. And in this new series of videos and podcasts, we're going to be speaking to experts from all sides of the MSP world and asking them, what is your one question that your clients always ask and how do you respond to it? Now these will also be uploaded as podcasts, as I'm finally going to try and resurrect the Not a Business Coach podcast, available on all the usual podcasting platforms. So you will get to hear from experts on sales, marketing, PSA, RMM, operations, websites, recruitment, and hopefully learn some little gems of information to help you run your MSP too. Now this might actually be quite fun, so comment down below with the one question that you hear the most often when meeting new clients. And let's kick this over to Paul to see what question he hears all the time.
I mean, the question that I hear most often from the smaller MSPs is, how do I go out and win new business? And everybody within that smaller community, they want to go out and they want to win new clients to build their business. And typically, they've got to where they are through recommendation and referral. So what they need to be able to do is to go out and sell deliberately. So, what do I need to do to go out and sell to a number in some respects? And in terms of advice and what we talk about, then I'd like to say it's really complicated and hard, but fundamentally none of this is rocket science. But I think what happens is they get to where they are recommendation referral, so they come from anywhere. So you get a recommendation, it could be a company in Scotland, it could be a company in Portsmouth, it could be a company with 5 staff, it could be a company with 50 staff. You can't go out and sell to those. So you first and foremost have to decide who is it that you want to sell to. And to some extent, there's a lot of nonsense talked, but it's really just creating an audience of people that fit with you, that you can get on with, that you want to go out and sell to. So that could be accountants, it could be lawyers, it could be companies within 25 miles of the office, it could be companies that have requirements for large data storage or high security, or any community, and define that and get a very clear list of people that you want to sell to, and then go and do it. So you go and do it by being where they are. So whether that's LinkedIn, YouTube, whether it's your local network business club, you have to be there. They have to see you. They have to know who you are. And that takes time and effort, because so many businesses have grown through recommendation and referral, which is relatively easy. Then if you actually want to go out and sell deliberately, then there's a lot more effort. You've got to make it happen. So you've got to put time in. You've got to produce the list. You've got to know who these people are, what makes them attractive, or what would make you attractive to them as a supplier. And at some point you have to talk to them and pursue that through. So it may be that they're not looking to change for 12 months, but what else are they doing? Do they have any projects coming up? Have they got any renewals coming up? Is there something that you've seen that may be of interest to them, to get them on the hook and then help and work with them through to a conclusion? And you're not going to win all of them. The key is, if you get all the steps in place, then you're going to win more of them than you would without. Have a plan, work to the plan, set time in your diary when you're going to actually do it, make those regular calls, do your emails, get your meeting, see where they're at, and then work them through from that meeting to a conclusion, over and over and over again. The most often asked question for the sort of bigger MSPs, so potentially £1 million plus, is where they've gone out and they've hired their own salespeople or salesperson, and it just hasn't worked. And I've spoken to people that have, on 3 occasions, which is staggering, I've found people who have been in business for 30 years and who have had 2 or 3 salespeople all of that time and never got them to actually produce any business. But it's always the salesperson's fault. So, over and over again, what you find is that it's always the salesperson's fault. And I have to say, well, have you looked at your business? And again, a lot of it comes down to understanding the process, but then managing the people tightly so that they do what you want them to do, giving them, again, a target list of accounts so they know where you want them to go and sell, and their job then is to get into those people. They know what it is that they're selling, which means that you have to commit that to paper, that it's not all in your head. They need to understand pricing, because What tends to happen is when you're doing it for yourself, you don't write all of that down, and they need a sales story. And if you don't give them any of that, and the number of times I've been told, well, they've got a desk and a chair, they've got access to Google, they can go and do some business, is just staggering. Because you wouldn't do that with a techie. You wouldn't take a technical person on, stick them on the help desk and assume that they can do everything that is needed. They need some guidance, they need some training, and they need managing. And every week you have a CRM, you should be distilling all of their efforts and all of what they do, so that, in the event that you part company, you've got that for the next person or to work with yourself. But you'd be surprised at the number of people who take a salesman on, don't talk to them for 6 months, and then sack them because they haven't done anything, and they've got nothing behind them. They've got no contacts, they've got no work, they've got nothing that's gone on. And all that happens is that person will go off and work for somebody else, and they'll be 6 months down the track in terms of producing business. The answer is take them on, give them a framework within which to work, manage them on a at least weekly basis, produce a pipeline, and manage a forecast. And then people will start to produce business for you.
Thank you, Paul, for that gem of knowledge. If you're not already, please subscribe or follow or whatever it is, the podcast, Not a Business Coach podcast, which will be on all the usual platforms. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye-bye.